guys, this is history. What you've done with the show.
You guys have built a platform that influences.
Yeah, the Breakfast Club.
It's the world's most dangerous morning show.
Breakfast Club.
DJ Envy.
Every play by record, I made it.
Jess Hilarious.
Jess with the Mess. She don't spare nobody.
Charlamagne the God.
What made you think the liking of controversial questions would take this far?
I like this show.
Thanks, Breakfast Club.
Good morning, USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tuesday. Good morning.
What's happening? How y'all feel out there? I'm blessed, black, and highly favored. What's happening?
How you feeling, Jess?
I feel good.
Yeah?
I feel good, yes. I didn't get enough rest, but I feel good.
Yeah,
Why
I'm
you didn't get
tired.
enough rest? You resting for 2. You do know that. We
I
pregnant.
know, but
What was you doing? Watching Judge Judy?
Judge Judy, yes. Oh my gosh, she got this new show. It's called Judy Justice. And it's the same thing. It's basically, her solving crime and all that, being a judge. But it is so good. She's actually nicer. She be saying thank you to the bailiff now.
Really?
And everything. Like,
wow.
She not as hard up as she used to be, but she still don't be playing around.
The streets want Judge Judy to come from behind the desk, man. That's what the streets want.
That's what the
man.
streets want?
The streets
Why
want
the streets want her to come from behind the desk?
Because she think I. That's why.
She think she is
why.
cakey.
She is.
Cakey.
She is.
And she 81 years old. So think about that, streets.
Yes, when I said that last week, our boy I read pulled the picture up. He couldn't believe it.
Yeah, nah, I
he was
couldn't
like,
believe
is
it
this
either.
photo op? Is this AI? I'm like, nah,
Photoshop.
bro. Just Judy been around way longer than AI. That's
Jesus.
real.
Yes. Well, salute to the New York Knicks. They pulled it out last night. They beat the 76ers 104-01. And then I watched the Laker game. That's the reason why I'm tired. I was up late last night watching basketball.
There's no reason to stay up and watch the Lakers game.
They were both good games.
There's going to be no upsets in the Lakers-Nuggets series. Okay,
Lakers
that's
gonna
going
pull
to
it
be a
out?
clean sweep.
They was up by 20 at one point.
Well, that's going to be a clean sweep. Lakers might can get one. Maybe. I doubt it, though.
I don't know. It's good basketball. Good basketball, though. All right. Well, let's get the show cracking. Bakari Sellers will be joining us this morning.
My South Carolina brethren, he got a new book out, The Moment.
The Moment.
Thoughts on the race reckoning that wasn't and how we all can move forward now.
That's right. So we'll talk to him in a little bit. And then when we come back, we got front page news. We'll tell you about Donald Trump. He's pissed off. He's like, I can't get out there. I can't do what I need to do. I need to let people know that I'm running. And this court stuff is really effing it up.
Jesus
But
Christ.
he has to. It's court. Like, you can't skip it.
Well, he would like to. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning,
hit the
everybody.
snooze button, then turn Breakfast Club because they want to wake up.
Morning,
Okay?
everybody. We are the Breakfast
Not
Club.
go back to sleep.
Let's get into front page news. Good morning. All right, let's start with the New York Knicks. Like we just said, NBA, the Knicks beat the 76ers 104-101. They were losing by 6 with 54 seconds left and came back and won that game. The Lakers lost to the Nuggets last night, 101-99. It was a buzzer beater, and the Nuggets won. Cavaliers beat the Magic 96-86. Now, Trump was back in court. And he's tired of being in court, man. He's saying this is just a witch hunt, and he needs to be on the road and actually making sure that people know that he's running for president.
Mr. Trump has pleaded not guilty to charges of falsifying business records to conceal a hush money payment, to cover up an alleged affair with a porn star, when prosecutors say he was in damage control after the release of the Access Hollywood tape just before the 2016 election. Quote, this case is about criminal conspiracy, arguing Mr. Trump colluded with his former fixer, Michael Cohen, to catch and kill negative stories to influence the election. Quote, then he covered up that criminal conspiracy by lying in his New York business records over and over and over again. Former President Trump's defense attorney noted he was not charged with conspiracy here. He attacked Cohen's integrity and said the former president was innocent, insisting he had nothing to do with the Cohen payments and adding, quote, I have a spoiler alert. There's nothing wrong with trying to influence an election. It's called democracy.
Listen, man, him saying that about, how he should be on the campaign trail,
Yep.
That's the best campaigning he can possibly do because Trump controls the media. Every narrative is about him. Every storyline is about him. And none of this stuff is hurting him in any way. The people who support Trump are going to support him regardless. He's on the front page of every newspaper. He's every headline. I have no idea what President Biden did yesterday. And you know whose fault that is? The media.
Well, also they said that the gag order that he has might come into play a little bit and might be hurtful for him too because he's still online posting. He's still on his own line posting, so they're saying that might come into play.
Prosecutor said he violated his gag order 10 times and ain't nobody going to do nothing about it. So what does it matter?
No.
Like, what does it matter? None of that stuff matters if you're not going to give these people the consequence, or give Trump the consequences and repercussions that he should get for violating a gag order. He violated it 10 times already, prosecutors said, and ain't nobody going to do nothing.
All right. Now, also, we tell you about Columbia University and the students protesting yesterday. Over 100 people were arrested, but now this is happening all over the country. It happened last night at NYU, and a lot of colleges are very nervous and going to online teaching. Well, like I said, it happened to a bunch of universities yesterday.
Tonight, tension across major American college campuses.
If you do not leave, you will be arrested.
Students setting up encampments from University of North Carolina to MIT. Harvard's yard closed until Friday.
We shall not be moved.
All of it as fury over the Israel-Hamas war boils over, with students expressing fear for their personal safety and concern for anti-Semitic hate speech, raising new questions about the line between hate speech and the First Amendment.
We're asking for the school to call for a ceasefire in Gaza.
This morning, police say at least 45 pro-Palestinian protesters were arrested at Yale University for violating Yale's policies and instructions. Police say they were later released. Meanwhile, at Columbia, today's classes were online only, with the university's president calling for a reset to de-escalate the rancor, while also adding more than 100 safety personnel to campus after more than 100 protesters were arrested last week.
I mean, they have the right to peacefully protest. That is their right.
Yeah, they're doing it all across the country, and like I said, the universities are getting nervous, so they're doing a lot of virtual classes. And we do know, I think there's like 3 weeks left or 2 weeks left in classes. So,
and they out there protesting what's happening in Gaza. They're calling what's going on in Gaza a genocide, and guess who they blaming for it? President Biden. I don't know how all of this is going to play out in November, but boy, oh boy,
yeah,
boy, oh boy.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Next hour we will tell you about President Biden. He will be speaking at Morehouse College.
And people mad about that?
He's doing a commencement, and people don't want him
People
there.
are pissed off about that.
And we'll tell you about that when we come back. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset and you need to vent, call us up right now. Again, 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning. This is LaToya.
Hey, LaToya, get it off your chest.
Okay, I'm a delivery driver for Walmart, and I just want to get off my chest. These customers, when I'm at the door, they know I'm at the door, and they open the door, and they dogs come out. Like, you know I'm at the door. Why would you let your dog out?
Got to make sure. Got to make sure it's all peaches and cream. Got to make sure you are who you say you are. That's all. little added protection.
And then expect for me to grab them because they running. No.
Well, hopefully you get bit one day and it don't cause too much damage and you get a nice little lawsuit. Because they got to warn you about the dog. They're not supposed to just let their dog out on you now.
Well, you know what happened when they open the door? When they open the door to get the package, a lot of times the dogs just run out.
They know that dog behind them. They know they should know better.
And they know how they dog are.
Right.
How they dogs are.
Right. They come to the door first when I ring the doorbell. So
yeah, and depending what kind of day, depending what time of day it is, it might have been a long day for you. Dog might smell fish. Be a little hungry when you come to the door.
Tell them you don't smell like fish, Mama. Tell them you don't smell like fish.
No, I don't smell like fish. And my uniform is always clean.
There you go.
That's right. That's right.
Have a good one, Mama.
Jesus.
Stupid. Hello, who's this?
This is Jay from St. Stephen, South Carolina. How are you?
Hey, 843, what's happening?
Jay, what up? Get it off your chest.
Sure. Yeah, I was listening to Charlamagne, and we do have the right to protest in peace, but I've seen some of the protester bump chests with the officer and etc. And it's amazing how certain people can protest and bump the cops and get in their face and do things, and they restrain.
Don't say certain people. Say white people. It's okay. You can say
I'm
white
an
people.
I'm an activist, so I try to guard the words that I use carefully.
Got you.
You know, but you know exactly what I'm saying, and it's amazing. All over, I was seeing different places, they actually push the cops. And I've seen one guy kick the cop, and the cop just pushed him back. And you and I both know if it was the way around, they'd have gone to jail.
If it was a black person who kicked the cop, they'd be hashtagging his name this morning.
Absolutely. But it's amazing how they can restrain themselves on certain things and certain races.
That's right.
That's right. Well, thank you for checking in, bro.
Be blessed, my brother.
Salute to everybody in St. Stephen, man. Salute to all the Baileys in St. Stephen.
Hello,
Baileys
who's
and
this?
McKelveys.
Hello, this is John. How y'all doing?
John, what up? Get it off your chest.
What's that?
What's going on? I like to get this off my chest. First of all, I'm not a fan of any of y'all, but I respect your platform.
Thank you.
My first time on the radio, and I like to say, Charlamagne, you was right. Why are we playing all this slow music early in the morning? We drive to wake up. All y'all doing is putting us to sleep. Too many commercials in the morning. But I love y'all. God bless y'all. Thank you for everything.
That's right.
He too hyped to be asleep. Like,
I'm here for all the commercials.
Yeah, the commercials. We need the commercials.
Yeah, but not the slow music.
Yeah. Nah, we definitely need the commercials. But slow music, I agree. I'll try to change that in the morning. First song can't get too slow every morning.
I don't get it. But
No,
whatever.
Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's a new day.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up.
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Brianna.
Hey, get it off your chest, mama.
At first, I just wanted to say good morning to you, DJ MB, Jess, and Charlamagne.
Thank you. Good morning.
Peace.
I just wanted to say good morning, but now that I was on hold, I suggested they should put us on hold with some good music. They had me listening to like 411 Pain, and don't nobody want to listen to that while they're on hold.
401 Pain. What is that?
That's the little commercial. That's actual radio people. They put us on hold.
I
And
don't
they
know.
make us listen to all these ads.
I don't know nothing about radio, man.
Oh, when they call up.
Oh, they put ads. That's smart though, because if you're on hold, you just got to listen to ads the whole time. That's pretty smart.
Did they tell you to come to the second annual?
No, that's not smart. I want to listen to some music.
Did it tell you to come to the second annual Black Effect Podcast Festival this Saturday in Atlanta?
No, it didn't say nothing like that.
Well, I don't like it then. It's whack.
You don't like it then? Well, Bri, you have a good morning, mama.
Yeah.
No, you said, but you don't want to. You forgot what you wanted to talk about?
No, she just said she just called to say good morning.
No, exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, good morning.
Good morning. Y'all have a good day.
You too.
You too.
Peaches.
Hello?
Is your name Peaches?
No, my name's CJ.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll get it off your chest.
Her name what?
CJ.
Hey, CJ. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm blessed, black, and highly favored.
As you always say.
Yes, ma'am.
I love y'all listening y'all every morning, and this is what I want to get off my chest. My boyfriend and I have been together for about 5 years. He's 40-something years old, 46 to be exact. He went through something traumatic, but it's like it reverted him and turned him into a child again. Like he's back out here in the street doing little boy shit, and I don't like it. And that's why I wanted to get off my chest.
Okay, what do you mean he doing a little boy? Don't curse it. What does he do a little boy is? He's out there.
He out here sleeping around, ain't he?
Out here sleeping around. Out here, we'll just say hustling.
Oh, you back selling dope?
Yep, and he's bigger than that and better than that.
Well, you got to call the police.
Don't you
on
call
him,
the
man.
police? What's wrong with you,
have
man?
to.
Don't you
have
call the
he ain't doing nothing but being out here
Thank you,
cheating
mama.
on you,
No,
and he
man.
going to
What's wrong
jail
with you?
anyway. Just go ahead and call the
Don't
police
you do
on
that.
him, ma'am.
I take the advice.
But record this and play it for him. But don't call the boys on him.
I most definitely will. I'm going to bet this morning talking about.
You ain't gonna do nothing but catch a conspiracy charge fooling around with this little boy.
Yeah.
Have a good one, mama.
He got a big age and a little boy mentality. First of all, black men don't cheat. Second of all, he 40 plus years old and he back selling dope.
Just leave. You ain't gotta call no boys. Just leave.
Black men do cheat.
No, black boys cheat. Black men don't cheat.
You're right about that. All right.
Old ass boys out here, man.
That's right. Call the police.
Don't call no cops on that guy. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. Now we got Jess With The Mess coming up.
Yes, retaliation, spinning the block, beef, rap, apocalypse, all that.
All that.
Apocalypse? So much going on.
Apocalypse though?
Yes.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club.
He said, feeling on your butt, what? She don't even care now. She gonna care 10, 15 years from now when she be touring your ass. Jesus Christ.
Let's get to Jess With The Mess.
News is real, brother. Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore. Just don't do no lies. Don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide mess.
On The Breakfast Club.
She's a culture shift.
She
was able to get y'all to see something and understand something that nobody could get you to see.
It's time to set it off.
Okay, so clearly Quavo was not on his Kendrick. In other words, quiet. Because he jumped down the steps and slid down a banister to get in that studio. For real. And the record that he came out with it's called Over Hoes and Bitches. And 50 Cent couldn't wait to post this, right? So, play it, number 2.
I can take a model and make her sweet it. Track at Michael Jackson, you better beat it. I'm still fucked up about take off, I want who did it. But that's some real street shit, back to the industry.
He called him a correct kid, Michael Jackson. I mean, he basically repeated what he had said in the other song, but he's going in depth. His feelings was hurt.
But that's what he's supposed to do. I mean, Chris went at him hard, and he
mentioned his deceased nephew.
Yeah, he should respond. He should have responded.
Yeah, he should have. He also, poor sweetie, she just sitting in her house, minding her business, doing her rich girl ish, right? And he said something about her too. Play. That's not it.
We played the first one when he mentioned.
Well, it should have been 3 clips, but either way, my bad. So, Sweetie, she responded to that. My bad. She responded to it. And because he said that he can make 1,000 sweeties, like trying to, make it seem like it's like he not stunting her, she posted a screenshot from January of an unopened DM from Quavo, and it said, hopefully the model he turns into me replies. But what he said was so funny because it said, damn, we used to mean AF to each other. She posted it. I would have opened it just to be like, what are you talking about? I think what he was trying to say is, damn, we used to be so mean to each other, or we used to mean so much to each other. Yeah. So he did miss this old thing at one point, right? Now, there's a part of the song where he claims Frank Ocean beat Chris Brown up, and I couldn't believe this. I was like, Frank Ocean, but
Chris didn't want to hit him back because it'd be a hate crime if that was if they was to get into it.
Yeah.
Can't hit you back.
No,
man.
seriously, yeah. I forgot that Chris Brown and Frank Ocean had a little fight back in 2013. So I pulled up the articles to refresh my mind, right? And Chris Brown said. Ocean had told the police that Chris Brown threatened to shoot him, saying, we can bust on you too. But this was shortly after. This was shortly after Ocean came out. No, this was after he came out.
Christ.
So you can only imagine that Ocean was like, we'll do it then. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't say that.
Don't threaten.
What? Let's rumble with it.
Please pull out.
So that's not good. Y'all stop. All right. So Chris Brown even responded to the track or whatever. But and now play the other bars, yo. Yeah, number 1.
You tried to beat up Tiana, but Usher wouldn't let you do it. The cocaine got him, your honor. Bipolar disorder, no wonder. You was the greatest. You fumble, going outside, I'm watching you crumble. Why they got Quavo out here going back and forth with a singer that turned to a junkie? Never got light skin versus brown skin, finna divide the country.
Not divide the country, but he was dead serious, Chris Brown responded to it basically saying, man, having fun with it. That issue's cool. I was excited. I thought that, you was gonna give me something to fight back or whatever, but I'm not even responding. Takeoff rap was better. Takeoff rap better. And then he said, come on, Quavius. So some people think that Quavo cheated by putting Takeoff on the song, but at least it wasn't AI. They, you know how many archives, like songs that Takeoff probably didn't do that they, you know what I'm saying? So
didn't finish. Yeah, I love the ad-libs. The ad-libs on the Migos record is always crazy.
Yeah, it sounded like it didn't even really sound. Well, it did sound like a diss if you take it into account.
It is.
I know, but you sound like one of them.
That's what I was doing to you.
But I like the sound.
And how much of that stuff be true though? Like how much of that stuff are they just saying because they trying to hurt each other's feelings?
Does it matter?
I know.
It does matter when you say certain things. Like you can't accuse Chris Brown of trying to beat up Tiana Taylor.
Bro, like that's been the whole
but then he gonna
thing
say
with
Usher
this
stopped
record.
it.
Well, I heard that wasn't true.
Right. And then also, remember when you said yesterday, I don't be hearing nobody bring it back to Rihanna? He said that. He said it in the song. He said you beat up Ree or you hit Ree or something like that. It always goes back to Ree.
Yeah, but I was talking about in general when him and when he's beefing with other men, like when he's about to get into it with Frank Ocean, or he's getting into it with Drake, or he's getting into it with Usher. People don't bring it back to Rihanna then.
With guys,
yeah,
like you said. Well, okay, no, I feel you.
But you said every battle rap they make things up. Every single one. There's not one where they say, "Well, we're gonna keep it truthful."
Yeah,
it does feel crazy to hear it. Takeoff, God bless the dead, on a record that sounds so violent. Especially when Takeoff was a victim of senseless violence.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what Quavo and Chris Brown are even beefing about. Like, all of this seems senseless to me. Where did all of this start? Where did it come from?
A girl that's not even with even one of them.
I just feel like all of this could be a conversation.
Yeah.
Or a coordinated fist fight. If y'all really got to get it out of each other, if y'all really got to get it in, do it when it's just y'all two, nobody around. Whoever wins on some, old school Apollo Creed Rocky. We don't know who won that fight in the gym at the end of Rocky 3.
Because Chris will bust on him too.
Damn. Wow. Got to be careful saying stuff like that in 2024. Okay.
All right.
Meek will take that line. Oh, y'all like that.
You stupid, man. That's Jess with the mess. Y'all crazy. When we come back, we got front page news. Morehouse. That's right. HBCU out in Atlanta. Their commencement speaker is President Biden. We'll tell you how they feel about it. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, in sports, if you're just waking up, the Knicks beat the 76ers last night, 104-101. The Nuggets beat the Lakers 101-99. Now, the Knicks were down, I believe, 6 with 54 seconds left. And the Lakers lost, it was a buzzer beater. And the Cavs beat the Magic last night, 96-86. All right. Now, Morehouse College, HBCU out in Atlanta, their commencement speaker is President Biden. And a lot of faculty don't necessarily like this.
And students.
Raymond Enibokian is a sophomore at Morehouse College, the school he calls the best fit for him.
Camaraderie and brotherhood that comes along with just being a Morehouse student.
Next month, the historically black college will host its most prestigious visitor, President Joe Biden. According to the White House, Biden will deliver the commencement address on campus on May 19th.
It's not something that I feel like I would honestly even partake in that commencement. I don't see myself being there.
Enibokian sees Biden's visit as a campaign stop and a political tool in an election year.
At the end of the day, this is kind of like something that's on his political agenda to kind of maybe get more young black voters or something.
However you feel about Biden, having a president be willing to speak at a graduation is a tremendous honor.
Eugene Sledge supports the president's visit. The Morehouse sophomore says Biden's address could inspire him and others to go to the polls in November, but there are reported concerns among faculty and a potential for protests to break out surrounding the president's visit.
Ooh, I like when I hear both sides in the news report because, things aren't all good, things aren't all bad. I always believe in the rule of 10. That's what I was always taught. 3 people going to like it, 3 people not going to like it, 4 people don't even know what the hell's going on.
Right.
So I like a news report that shows both sides.
Yeah, I think when they have those commencements and the fact that the president is speaking at your commencement is something that you remember forever. He's gonna be doing is talking about positive things. He's gonna throw a couple of things in about election, but it's all about what you should be doing with your life from there. So I don't necessarily see that much of a problem with it.
But the pushback a lot of the pushback is because of Biden's support for Israel in this war against Hamas. Because what the media is calling a war, those college kids are calling it a genocide. That's why they're on these college campuses protesting. Right. And I really want to know how this all is going to play out in November for President Biden, because I don't see how a lot of these young folks are going to switch gears come November after going so hard against President Biden. Like, how do you go, from protesting him on college campuses, saying he's funding a genocide, to now saying I'm going to switch and vote for him in November.
But are they protesting on HBCU campuses?
Oh, I don't know.
I haven't heard. That's what I'm asking.
I'm sure they are. Yeah, because when you read the article, it says that. Well, when you read the article, it says a lot of the pushback at Morehouse is because of increasing protests on college campuses. So I can only assume that they must be doing some protests on Morehouse as well.
All the stories we usually hear, we heard Yale, we heard Columbia, we heard NYU, we heard MIT, we heard North Carolina State, but we didn't. I didn't hear, but maybe they are.
I'm sure they are.
Now we got to talk about California banning Clear. Now you know what Clear is. Clear is a way to, I wouldn't say skip the line, but it makes it easier for you to go through TSA. It's something where you can either scan your eyes, you can scan your fingers, you don't have to pull out your ID in most cases. Now, this was done early on, and it was a way to get through the lines faster, but now it seems like everybody has Clear.
Yeah, I got them. I don't know if I want them to come to the front of the congregation this morning. It's a senator named Josh Newman. He's a Democrat. They don't got nothing better that they can be presenting.
Well, this is why they want to ban Clear.
Well, could California be putting the brakes on the ability to bypass TSA lines at the airport? The proposed bill, the first of its kind in the U.S., would ban screening company Clear from operating in airports in the state. Lawmakers say Clear effectively lets wealthier people skip in front of passengers who have been waiting to be screened by TSA agents.
Are you
Clear
serious?
charges members $189 per year to verify passengers' identities at airports and escorts them through security. The service is in use at roughly 50 airports across the U.S. So far, Clear has declined to comment on the proposed ban.
Do you realize how many things in this country are unfair because of the wealth gap? Not being able to afford health care is unfair. Not being able to afford housing is unfair. Not being able to make it a livable wage is unfair. Clear is $189 a year. That's probably the cheapest thing you can buy at the airport.
Absolutely.
The plane tickets cost crazy.
You're right.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Charging even to check your luggage sometimes.
What?
Is
Yeah,
more
no, they charge
expensive
check your
than
luggage.
that.
They charge you for a carry-on.
Yeah. Oh.
And so on some planes.
Where you fly?
No, I don't. I fly Delta.
Oh, yeah.
Them little convenience stores at the airport, you can run up
Oh, my
$180
God.
buying some peanuts in the water.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yep. So
$189 for some convenience a year? Come on, man. Come on, man. And then your excuse is because it's unfair. It's unfair because of the wealth, basically because of the wealth gap in this country. Are you serious? There's a lot of bills that y'all could be passing to make things, a lot fairer for people who aren't doing,
but not Clear.
Doing well. But Clear, the people who aren't doing well can't even afford to fly. What are you talking about?
That is facts. All right. Well, that is front page news. You know they have Clear at a lot of the parks and places like that as well too now. Where if you go into at the parks or fields or if the baseball field or anywhere where professional teams play, a lot of times they have Clear as well.
Oh,
so you can get through the lines too, and it helps you through.
Oh, you mean when you're going into a game?
Yeah, if you're going to Yankee Stadium or you go to a lot of these stadiums or arenas, they have Clear.
I thought you meant like a regular park. I'm like, what?
No.
Well, we got a park at home. You're going to be in the backyard. I'm paying no $189 to be in no damn park.
All right. Now, when we come back, Bakari Sellers will be joining us. He has a book called The Moment, Thoughts on the Race Reckoning That Wasn't and How We Can All Move Forward Now. And we'll talk to Bakari when we come back, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Bakari Sellers. Welcome.
What's going
Welcome
on?
back.
What's up? I'm glad to be back, man.
How you feeling?
Man, I feel really good. More blessed than I deserve, man.
I like that hoodie right there.
Yeah, official. You know, we got to represent our girls, man. Shout out to Don Staley. Shout out to Camilla Cardoza. My Lady Gamecocks, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on the Lady Gamecocks, I mean, for a long time, right?
Yeah.
My wife went to USC, so I have too. But what made you start supporting the Lady Gamecocks so much?
Coach Staley. I mean, I believe in her. She's a good friend of mine. She's like a sister, an aunt. She keeps it real with you. If my daughters can grow up and be like Coach Staley, I think that they will be amazing women. I mean, what she does for the community, I don't think there's a woman who's contributed more to basketball, sport, black womanhood than Coach Staley. And I just appreciate her.
Your new book, The Moment.
Yes.
Okay, is your thoughts on the race reckoning that wasn't? Why is it? Well, first of all, the title. Why the title?
So back in 2020, 21, when we were all kind of locked in our homes, and then we saw George Floyd be murdered on camera, I thought about why we saw what we saw. And we were in a pandemic, and so people were locked in their homes. We had the audacity of a 17-year-old black woman to take her phone out and videotape what happened. We had 9 minutes of a black man calling out for his mom with a knee on the back of his neck. And the world could not turn away. And then everybody came out in the streets around the world. And it took all of that just for us to have accountability. Not justice, but accountability. Justice is George Floyd still being here. And at that point, maybe it's my youthful naivete, but at that point, I thought that maybe the world was changing. Maybe we were starting to understand the plight and pain of being black in this country. And maybe we were actually having that racial reckoning. You know, those were the conversations we were having. And then shit changed and we went backwards. I mean, we have literally since that point when I thought we were making that change, we have been going backwards. Over 1,600 books banned. You see what's happening with the attacks on diversity, equity, and inclusion. You see the abortion bill in Arizona from the 1800s. And so, you know, I wrote this book about that moment. I was on TV with Felonious Floyd, who spoke before me. And Charlamagne knows this. I'm real emotional. I cry all the time. But he was on the segment before me, and I was on with Dante Stallworth. And I was in my home, my beard and everything, pajama pants on. That's when we were still doing TV from laptops, and I began to think about my kids and what was I going to tell my black kids listening to Thelonious Floyd just speak.
Well, what made you? That's a great point you brought up about how everybody thought things were going to change. What made you have more audacity of hope? The George Floyd situation or Barack Obama being elected?
Barack Obama being elected, I thought, was a moment in time because we had gone so far. I remember saying, and I had these conversations. I remember being on call with people like Dick Harpootlian and Michelle Obama when it wasn't many of us who supported the president of the United States, Anton Gunn in South Carolina, then Senator Barack Obama. And there were fears about Barack Obama. One, we didn't think white vote would vote for him. That's why Iowa was so important. When he won Iowa, we were like, oh, white people will vote for this black man. And number two, my father would bring it up all the time. We were afraid that they were going to kill him. I mean, older black folk had a legit concern that Barack Obama was going to be assassinated. And the reason being is because it came from a valid place. They had seen all their heroes become martyrs. And so that was a legitimate concern. And so Barack Obama gave me a lot of hope when he got elected. The death of George Floyd was something that it was a moment that we missed. It was a surreal moment, and being able to meet the family and see how the world kind of embraced his daughter. And, you know, God works in mysterious ways because he always uses somebody that you would not imagine to bring people together. And nobody would imagine that the person or the vessel he would use would be George Floyd. And he did. I write about that. But I was excited, but I was more let down, not by George Floyd, of course, or his family, but by the way people reacted to it, or the white lash, to steal a word from Van Jones.
Now, you just mentioned, you said things went backwards, right? Why do you think things went backwards? Because you had, like you said, so many people out in the street, and it just wasn't black people. It was white people, Asian people, Jewish people. It didn't matter. Everybody was out there protesting. Why do you think things went in reverse?
There are a lot of white people in this country that are afraid of the browning of America. Tucker, I talk about this in the book, how we've monetized racism and xenophobia. And Tucker did an entire segment on nightly news in front of millions of people talking about the Great Replacement theory, which is just a white nationalist racist theory. And you begin to see that fear bubble up. I mean, you have people like Clay Travis, you have Ben Shapiro, you have Candace Owens. I mean, you even have black folk who prop up this type of ignorance and type of white supremacy thought. And I just think that there was a lot of fear in this country, and you saw that rise to the top, and that fear has made its way into policy. Whether or not you're talking about the Supreme Court and the attacks on DEI, the attacks on wokeness, we invented, we used to call people, woke because you were, sleeping with your eyes open, right? You were just trying to see what the man was doing. And now they've taken that and bastardized it and turned it into something that I don't even know what it means anymore. But I think that fear is palpable amongst a lot of folk, and they've monetized that. I mean, a lot of the echo chamber that is Fox News are people who they're afraid of brown folk. They're afraid of black folk. They're afraid of migrants. I mean, it's fear.
Donald Trump was white lash too. And do you think that Democrats might have did themselves a disservice by running a woman right after a black man? Because the black man scared the hell out of them too. But that woman getting close to the presidency scared the hell out of them.
Let me be extremely clear. There was no person more qualified to run for president of the United States in the history of this country than Hillary Rodham Clinton. Shout out! I know she's listening to the Breakfast Club this morning, so shout out to the Madam Secretary.
But this is a sexist country.
There was a lot of misogyny involved in it, and I get in trouble with the dark side. Particularly, there are a lot of black men who get mad at me on the interwebs, etc. When I talk about, there was a lot of misogyny involved in that 2016 election. There were a lot of people who just didn't feel like a woman could be president, should be president, could serve.
And a lot of them were white women who felt that way.
And there were a lot of, white women let us down in that election, right, if we're going to be 100% honest. And it was wild to see that a lot of white women felt some type of way. Hillary Clinton was a death by 1,000 cuts. I mean, they had been ostracizing and beating Hillary Clinton up since 1988, just for little things. And so I don't think we made a mistake. Very rarely do we elect the most qualified person in our party, and we did that. And so she just got beat. I mean, there was some people have to look back at that election. Nothing happens in a vacuum. I remember they were like, she didn't go to Wisconsin. Well, she was scheduled to go to Wisconsin. She was going, I think, University of Wisconsin, Green Bay with Barack Obama. They were going to have a big rally. What happened? The Pulse nightclub shooting. So they canceled the rally. Right? Nothing happens in a vacuum. And so, that race, that blew my mind. I was actually in D.C. I was hosting a party at Park in D.C. And I told them the only way we would host it is if it was a watch party, is if my daughter could come. She was 12. So they let me sneak my 12-year-old daughter in the park, and we were watching the results come in. And it got bad quick.
Sure, that's what we was at. We was at the Jacob Javits.
She invited me to the Javits Center.
We had our daughters there thinking we about to see her. The first woman president.
Had our spouses. We were all there. My daughter was there.
Listen, when Florida happened, I was like, this is different. Mm-hmm. And then the blue wall chipped away. I mean, I remember that. I was depressed. I went to bed early.
No, you say something about drinking. What'd you say?
I drink myself through. Because I tell people back in the day, my saying was when I had good days, I drink Jameson. When I had bad days, I drink Jameson. But now I drink tequila. But I was out of it. My wife was like, you know how you get drunk and snore? You got that drunk snore, mouth open? Mm-hmm. By 2 o'clock, I was done. I couldn't watch it no more, man. It was sad.
All right, we got more with Bakari Sellers when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Bakari Sellers. You talked about how you feel when celebrities don't get involved.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, me and my dad had this conversation, and it starts because of a picture in my book. Well, a picture that I talk about in my book. My dad got arrested up here in front of the South African embassy. He was protesting apartheid, and he was with Jim Foreman, and he was with John Lewis. The people who bailed my dad and them out was Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte, right? And there was such a cross-section during that time between celebrity, pop culture, entertainment, and grassroots activism. And my dad believes there should be more of that today. And I articulate that there is. People don't know the work you do, Charlamagne. People don't know the work. They don't know Beyonce and Jay-Z bailed out all the protesters down in Baton Rouge when Alton Sterling got killed. But his argument is that there should be more. His argument is that, the work, and he used Kanye West, right? He said Kanye West could do that much more for the black community. And I said, Dad, Kanye West just gone. He been gone, right? I mean, I said it on CNN. I got in trouble for it, but I said Kanye West is what happened. What happens when Negroes don't read, right? But he believes there should be more. I think there are a lot of people who get involved. We don't know the work they do, but I compare it to the black church as well. There's just not enough. There are not enough people with means who are putting their shoulder to the wheel to help us get out the ditch. That's their prerogative. If you want to have 2 Teslas and live behind a gated community or in a gated community, that's fine. But, I think, this ministry isn't for everybody. I think that you have to be decently selfless. And there are a lot of where we're from. I'm sure where you're from too, but there are a lot of black folk who are suffering. There are a lot of black folk in poverty. There are a lot of black folk who don't have access to quality health care.
That's right.
There are a lot of black folk who don't have any opportunity. I mean, we still have in our communities first-generation college students. We literally have people who are still going to college today who it's their first generation in their family. All you got to do is go to a high school graduation. That's why we act the ass.
That's right.
The most non-listened to statement in the history of America is please hold your applause until all the names have been called. Don't nobody listen to that.
Nope.
And so we just have so many problems, and I think that there is we don't have a lot of wealth, but I think that we have more wealth than we've ever had, and there's an opportunity for us to contribute more.
What's the number in South Carolina? What do they say? Almost 50% of all people don't have their basic necessities.
Oh yeah, I mean, and tying back into COVID, this is what I'm talking about. We missed a moment. So people ask Bakari, why did black people die at a higher rate from COVID than anybody else? Well, in Denmark, for example, I lived in a food desert, which means you can't go 1 or 2 miles and have access to fresh fruits and vegetables. Our hospital shut down. We didn't expand Medicaid, etc. Our hospital shut down. Our drinking water is not clean. All right? So you have all of these things. That means you have high instances of preventable diseases, diabetes, heart, cardiovascular disease, etc. You can't get quality health care. And then you overlay a pandemic. It's no wonder we're dying at higher rates. But we never peel back the onion and ask those questions. And people ask, what is systemic racism? That there is systemic racism. Like, how do we fix those systems of injustice?
I wonder, did we miss a moment or did we just get pacified? Like, you had a lot of these corporations do all of these corporate DEI programs. And it was an election year, so people thought, hey, we can just vote the change we wanted. Like, did we miss a moment or did we just get pacified?
It's a combination of both. Trump put his name on them checks.
Yeah.
Which was a brilliant political move.
Absolutely.
So what was them checks? $1,600, I think.
$1,200, I think.
$1,200. I think it was another $600 too, or something, wasn't it?
It was 2 $1,200 checks.
I can't remember. Yeah.
And then Biden did one, but nobody remembers that one.
And so I just I think that we got pacified, and I think we missed a moment. But people were going through so much too. Like I talk about Garland Gilchrist, who's dope. Garland is the lieutenant governor of the great state of Michigan, and I think it was 26 people he lost in his life, in his orbit. I mean, there's a lot of death in black communities. And so I think we were trying to survive, that is my hope. I have two hopes in life. One is that we no longer have to be in a position where we're trying to survive all the time. You know, there are so many people out here working today who listening to this show, truck drivers listening to this show, who are trying to survive, make ends meet.
Juror number 5 in the Trump trial.
I'm trying to get us to thrive.
Yeah.
I want to get us in a position where we're having an abundance, excess. I want us to all be able to live like DJ Envy, right? That's what I want to.
Yeah.
Live like we light skin.
I'm very modest. Did you hear about jury number 5?
Hold on, real quick. How do you get the moment back though? Because I feel like
that's my number 2 thing.
Yeah.
And so the problem for us is that, like, in order for us to have change in this country, the price is so high for black folk. I'm trying to lower that price. Like, in order for us to have the Voting Rights Act and Civil Rights Act, we had to have the Edmund Pettus Bridge. People had to see that brutality with their eyes. In order for us to even talk about criminal justice reform, we had to watch George Floyd die. In order for us to take the Confederate flag down in South Carolina, 9 people had to die. There's so much pain and sacrifice that goes with being black in this country, just so that you can have a modicum of change. Like, that price is too damn high. And nothing they're saying up here in New York, the rent too damn high.
Too damn high, yeah.
So for black folks, the price of change is too damn high. So I'm trying to lower that price. And that's hard. Hard as hell. Shout out to juror number 5. Who was that?
You heard about juror number 5 on the Trump trial. When they interviewed her, they said that she gets her news from TikTok.
She gets her news from TikTok and Google. And she said that she listens to inspirational podcasts in the Breakfast Club. So we were trying to figure out from a legal standpoint, why is that information necessary?
So during voir dire, you get to ask a number of questions, and those questions have to be, you put your questions forth, the defense puts their questions forth, and then the judge reviews them and he puts together a list of questions. And so I usually ask questions like, are you a member of the NRA? Like, what bumper stickers do you have? You know how much you can tell about a person from their bumper stickers? Like, don't tread on me. You know, the blue, black bumper stickers, like the law enforcement bumper stickers.
Yeah, honk if you horny.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Well, that's probably somebody you want on your jury, right? You know, honk if you horny.
At the university bumper sticker.
Yeah, or who you voted for. You know, if I'm in a criminal trial, I want to know, did you contribute to, Moms Against Drunk Driving? Mack, right? Because that means that you just have this bit that you may not give my client that type of grace. And so you're trying to figure out the psychology of the juror by asking him that. And then there was one juror I saw, I didn't even see the Breakfast Club, but there was one juror I saw that only gets their news from Truth Social.
Really? They can't be a juror then?
Yeah, they made it.
They made it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This trial is crazy.
How do you think it's going to play out?
Oh, he's going to be found guilty. I mean, he's going to be found guilty in this trial. He's going to be found guilty in the 2 criminal trials, federal criminal trials. He's not going to go to prison. It's going to be a bit of irony that he's going to be a convicted felon, unable to vote for himself, but still could be president of the United States.
Do you think he's going to win?
No.
Why not?
I don't think he's going to win.
Not what you hope.
No, I don't think. I'm looking at the fundamentals. Charlamagne and I, shout out Jared too, we have these conversations all the time. But I think the fundamentals are, the biggest threat to Joe Biden is not Donald Trump. It's not RFK. It's not Cornel West. It's the couch.
That's right.
Like, people will stay home.
That's right.
And we have to get out of this subject verb Donald Trump. Like, people are tired of that. They know he has 5 kids by 3 baby mamas, right? They know he's uncouth. They know that he's been found guilty of rape or whatever he was found guilty of in a civil matter. They know he has 91 felony counts and all that other stuff.
And they don't care.
They don't care. But also, part of it is we have to, we talk about this often. People say, is your life better now than it was 4 years ago? And people usually say, my life was better then. What we've realized is that when they say that, when they answer the question that way, they're not talking about necessarily because Donald Trump made it that way. They're talking about their life was better before COVID and still haven't bounced back. I think that Michigan is going to be very important, but I do believe that you're starting to see black and brown voters come back to Joe Biden and wake up. People are paying attention. And I think that Donald Trump has a low ceiling and a high floor. So he's going to be in the low 40s, period. I mean, that's just where he's going to live. He's going to live at 40%, 42%. And I think that Joe Biden can eclipse that.
All right, we got more with Bakari Sellers. When we come back, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Bakari Sellers. His book, The Moment, is out right now. It starts on the race reckoning that wasn't and how we can all move forward now. Now, Charlamagne?
Well, why is it so hard for this country to reckon with race? Just in general.
Because we've never dealt with the original sin of this country. I mean, we've never dealt with, or one of the two original sins. Shout out to my Native American friends and followers. But we've never dealt with, we never dealt with the issue of slavery. Like this country, I mean, we built this country for free. Like we were raped, pillaged. They took everything from us, and they act like that was, like we never dealt with that. And then we had, we had 100 years of oppression and Jim Crow. Like we literally have not been a republic until the Voting Rights Act in the mid 1960s. I mean, think about that. People act like we haven't had full right in this country until 1960s, and that we're still fighting for that. And so we've never really dealt with that issue. And now, one of the quotes I write in this book is that, for a lot of people, including a lot of white folk that we love, that we talk to, that are our friends, equality feels like oppression to them. And that's the definition of white supremacy. And so we've never dealt with it. I just don't want more people to have to die. And going back to college campuses, look, we do have to, we have to do a couple of things. We have to root out anti-Semitism at its root. We also do not need Eric Adams in NYPD or Kathy Hochul and the National Guard on college campuses. That shit don't mix, okay? My dad was shot by law enforcement when they were brought on campuses in 1968. We had Kent State. We had Jackson State. Just let's figure out a way to have some constructive conversations with students. These outside groups, arrest them. Whoever's from the outside infiltrating these pro-Hamas groups, arrest them, put them under the jail. But college students, let's figure out a way to have some. Let's figure out a way to have some dialogue.
You got the chapter White Terror Part 2, where you talk about legal genocide, and you talk about how you and Ben Crump received so many threats that y'all face for the work that you do. So it makes me wonder: is the work worth it?
And shout out to Harry Daniels too, who worked with us on that case, and Andrew Brown. Is the work worth it? I have a job that I wish didn't exist. I'm working with a family right now in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Ricky Cobb. Yeah, he was gunned down by Minnesota State Police. And just seeing the pain these families go through. I mean, when you do this work, you have to be not only their lawyer, but you have to be their psychologist, psychiatrist, their friend. I mean, we have these phone conversations or meetings where we just you have to let them grieve. You have to let them get it out because they want justice. I mean, they're part of a fraternity sorority. You never want that knock, but you never want your loved one to be a hashtag. But you never know when it's going to happen. And the threats we get. I mean, Ben, I pray for Ben all the time. Ben is one of the most complicated, simple people you'll ever meet in your life. Like every Sunday he's in church with his family. When we travel, he goes shopping at Walmart, gets his shirt, dress pants. Like when we go out to restaurants, he get fried shrimp or just a cheeseburger. Well done.
Well done.
Nah, we could be at Papa though. We could be
always judging people by how they eat.
Yeah. First of all, some of y'all need to be judged.
He just say well done though. He just said cheeseburger. Well done.
I mean, I gotta. Some of y'all got some.
That must bother you. Might get his burger well done.
Yes, it does. I mean, some of y'all got some eating habits that should be judged, right? I'm just saying. But he's a good dude, man, and he don't get nearly the credit for the work that he does. And so shout out Ben and people like Harry Daniels, people who do this work. And who do it well.
Do you think the news is doing a poor job of amplifying and highlighting the things that the Biden administration gets right? Because it seems like all they do all day is talk about how bad Trump is. To your point, nobody cares about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to
on our television.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about Trump farting in court. I don't want to hear about him falling asleep. Right? I mean, treat him like every other criminal defendant. Right? But yeah, you don't hear about what Joe Biden did for black farmers. You don't hear about the $7 billion for HBCUs. You don't hear about the fact that the number of black businesses, the share of black businesses between 2022 and 2019 has doubled, right? You don't hear about what he and Kamala Harris have done for African American female mortality. You don't hear about the holdings or the writings, opinions of Ketanji Brown Jackson, who he put on the Supreme Court. You don't really hear enough about those things. And so is that the media's fault? Yes. Is that the White House's fault? Yes. Right? And so there is a certain level of distrust. Kamala, Joe Biden are not the best messengers. People don't even really listen to Barack Obama like that anymore.
Nah, it's over.
Yeah. We got to find the people who are, I would argue that more people listen to y'all than listen to them. Right? And so, it's important that you have the right messengers out there meeting people where they are.
All right.
Well, they're gearing up to blame this election if Biden loses. They're gearing up to blame it on black men.
I know. I write about that. And, for a long period of time, you can't just show up and begin to talk to black men, at Labor Day. I think we have to do a better job of listening to black men, all of them, about the pain that they're feeling. It's hard. It's hard being a black man in this country because when you walk outside your doors, you're not loved. You have to live in this perpetual state of angst and anxiety because you don't know what's coming your way. You have to take care of your household. For me, I have a wife. I have 3 kids that I spend a great deal of my time in my own head making sure I can provide for them. You're making sure ends meet, the stresses that you deal with, the way people look at you, and the way you have to carry yourself, right? We live in a very toxic type of environment. And so I talk about all of those things, and we have to listen to the pain that black men are going through. Until we begin to open our ears and listen to that, you'll continue to see slippage. And a lot of black men will gravitate to the toxicity or the toxic masculinity that is Donald Trump. Black men who were voting for Donald Trump, I don't think it's great numbers, but they're voting for him because he looks tough. He talks hard, right? I mean, that's what it is. It's a personality. It's an entertainment factor. And we have to understand that, right? We have to understand where that comes from, and then you'll be able to attack it.
What's your hope for this book? What's the biggest takeaway you want people to get from the moment?
I want people to realize where we are and where we can go. And I want people to realize that, particularly as black people, we have the ability to change our destination. I want, at the end of it, I talk about young people in this country. And I go to Applebee's a lot, right? And the reason I go to Applebee's across from the VA on Garner's Ferry is because they pour liquor like it ain't their own. They actually pour like they're supposed to. These fancy places, but I was talking to the bartender and she told me she was born in 2000 and I was like, hey, there's more? And I began to think about that. I was like, imagine a kid born in 2000. They've seen 9/11. They've seen a housing crisis, a financial crisis, election of the first black president, Tea Party, re-election of the first black president, Parkland, Fort Hood, Charleston massacre. They've seen a synagogue shooting. They've had the largest mass shooting in the history of the country in Las Vegas, Nevada. They've seen the election of Donald Trump. They've
an insurrection.
Insurrection. They've seen COVID. They've seen the precipice of World War III. They've seen Russia invade Ukraine, and they've done all of this under the auspices of social media, where it's like just the vitriol that is what it is, and they're still here. I mean, these young people are so dope. Your kids are amazing. I mean, that's why they need more grace. All of us have kids that are amazing because they're still here. I mean, y'all are worried that Envy worried he gonna show up in the Freaknik documentary.
Definitely not. That was not my era. I was way behind that era.
Though. Huh? That's a real fear that everybody should be concerned about. I don't have a problem with people being afraid about that.
So I'm just saying, these young people, they need grace, and I write that they give me hope, and there's a lot of hope to be had.
All right. Well, the book. New book, The Moment, is out right now.
And
make sure you go pick it up.
And I want y'all to know he bought it right back to food with Applebee's.
He definitely did.
And liquor, you get the Bakari's heart. Okay?
Food and liquor.
When Bakari first started talking about inflation, he was like, the whiting too damn high.
The whiting is too high. Man, my daddy went to Piggly Wiggly, man. That's how I knew it was real. He was like, we were just talking. He was like, man, you seen the price of whiting?
Well, it's Bakari Sellers. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
I don't even want Kendrick to reply no more.
Wow.
Man, I'll talk about it in Jess With The Mess.
All right, well, let's get to Jess With The Mess.
News is real, brother. Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robert Moore. Just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide mess.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a culture shift.
She was able to get y'all to see something and understand something that nobody could get you to see.
It's time to set it off.
Okay, so one of Tupac brothers, well, his stepbrother, Mopreem Shakur, he told TMZ Hip Hop that he had an issue with Drake using AI for Tupac's voice because he weaponized it.
Kendrick, we need ya, the West Coast savior. Ain't great in your name, it's some hip hop history. If you deal with this viciously, you seem a little nervous about all the publicity. Canadian lights get.
I mean, Mopreem is right, but that's the whole point. He was weaponizing it on purpose because it's a diss record.
Yeah, Mopreem was saying that he think it should be 101 and he shouldn't need no outside help. He shouldn't use any outside help, especially from people that didn't authorize it. It's like
I just thought it was creative. I thought it was a creative way of doing it.
He didn't use outside help. He wrote the verse. He used it in Tupac's voice. He wrote from the perspective of Tupac.
Yeah,
it's not actually Tupac, yo.
No.
Yeah,
but I mean, I get what his brother's saying, but he weaponized it on purpose. That was the point.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that was that. Is there anything you wanted to say about Kendrick?
Not right now.
All right, good. Okay, so Kanye and Justin LaBoy recap. So remember when I said, well, everybody's saying this, when Kanye responded, he threw himself in the Drake thing. It was like, nobody asked for that. That was like dumb to me. Justin LaBoy sat down and did an exclusive interview with Kanye. The name of the show is Download. If you only saw clips and you couldn't get, and you're only looking for the full access to the full interview, you can only get it if you buy something from Yeezy.com.
I'm not gonna lie, that's smart.
That is real smart.
I thought that was smart. In order to monetize an interview, only way you can watch it is to buy something off the website. I thought that was smart.
Yeah.
Things on the website still $20 though?
Okay. This stuff still on there for $20, but if you not even trying to spend that, you can get your news here. I'm Jess With The Mess all day. Because he shared his thoughts on, I mean, I'm talking about the same stuff that y'all already saw, but it's he was talking about the ongoing beefs, and he spoke about Drake.
Well, called me. I went to the studio, laid that, and then we called the hooligans, called them out in London to get on a joint. And, you know, everybody was very, very excited about the elimination of Drake. Yo, we were not excited. We was energized.
Why do they want to eliminate Drake?
I don't
so bad?
understand. I did not understand that. I mean, and like I said, I don't be understanding the male rapper beef a lot, but I didn't know that Kanye had such a huge problem with Drake. I didn't know that.
It seems like
it was like
hate.
huge like that. Like he was like that pressed.
He's hate. Like it's hate.
Yeah, like jealous. Like you sound jealous at some point. He also spoke on Justin LaBoy asked him about Cole's apology.
J. Cole apologized to Kendrick.
All that all that man, because it's like that J. Cole went on tour with Drake. He know what it is. It's like he can't run now. It's you also. All this like.
It's up for Cole too.
If you say Cole, you can't say up and Cole in the same sentence. It's like
so shady, so shady. And then Justin asked him who would he choose if he could have a threesome with anybody, any woman in the world. And this
your wife. Who's one other woman y'all gonna have a threesome with? You can pick anyone in the world. There's just one person.
Michelle Obama. Gotta president's wife.
He's so happy.
Kanye West is the leader of the Legion of Lame. Okay, what a hating ass human. Like, what type of man sits around and says we were all energized by the elimination of another man? Like, this man is so miserable and has never dealt with whatever hurt and pain he's feeling, and he just wants to project it on the other people. And that's why I don't even want Kendrick to respond no more. Okay? Because on like that, you know, he clowned Drake and Cole for clicking up. Don't you be a part of the Legion of Lame, Kendrick. Okay, Future, you neither. Run from Kanye. Metro, what are you doing? All of y'all should be running from Kanye West. Have you not read the 48 Laws of Power? Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. You can die from somebody else's misery. Kanye done made the whole thing corny. It was entertaining until he brought his jealous, envious ass into the picture. So lame. And by the way, he's been hating on Drake. When I interviewed him back in the day when we was walking through the hills.
Wyoming?
No, that wasn't Wyoming. It was Calabasas. He was hating on Drake and Virgil then, talking about they took the culture from him. And this is when he was up. This is when Yeezy was booming, and he was still hating because he's an unhappy, unlucky, hating ass human. We shouldn't even give him no energy.
What you think?
He actually edited that part of the interview out when he was hating on Drake and Virgil. They stole the culture from me.
In your interview, you mean?
Well, it was his interview because he taped it.
He taped it?
Yeah.
So question, why do you think the hate is so prevalent? Because like you said, he did it when he was on top, and now he's doing it when he's trying to come... What?
Because he got titties, man.
Oh, my God.
I'm saying there's a certain level of insecurity that always come with men having titties.
So you say because he has titties is the reason why he hates so much?
Listen, I don't know why the man hates so much. I hate unhappy, unlucky people. He's miserable. He was miserable when he was up. He's miserable now that he's not as up as he was. He's just a miserable person. How do you sit around and say we're going to eliminate another man? Why? Over rap?
No, I could understand why people might want to eliminate somebody, but not because Drake is hotter than you. Not because Drake gets more chicks than you. Not because Drake has more number ones than you. Like, I mean, there's a lot of reasons that
That's
some
the
people don't
reason.
like it.
This
For
is
that
all
reason, it's
jealousy
corny.
and envy. That's
Corny.
all it is.
Stop using my name when you talk about Kanye.
Well, you should have named your stupid ass envy, dumbass. Why don't you
They named me that.
Hater, DJ Hater, DJ Jealousy. Okay, why?
Yo, I did wonder where that came from.
I was shrimp at first.
You should have kept shrimp.
DJ Shrimp.
Yeah, I was only 5'4". I had glasses, braces. I was DJ Shrimp. So it was either DJ Shrimp or Envy. Which one would you choose?
Jesus, yeah, envy.
Say thank you.
All day. Big envy.
Give
Nah,
Kanye
you
no
can't be
energy.
big shrimp. Like what?
Big Shrimp. Big Shrimp. Not the little one.
But that is Jess With The Mess.
All right. Charlamagne, we giving you down couture.
Before after the hour, can we have Senator Josh Newman come to the front of the congregation? We really need to have a talk about this whole Clear thing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right, and then when we come back, we're going to take your calls, 800-585-1051. It's a topic that came out of the Little Rel interview, and we'll get into it when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
You better be a fake ass Charlamagne.
Some donkey today just saw themselves.
I've been watching Charlamagne. I was ready for it.
I'm a donkey.
I never heard of a donkey the other day. What is it?
I'm a donkey.
Say it again, Charlamagne.
I'm a donkey.
Yes. You are a donkey.
I'll show you how to act a donkey.
Everything that Charlamagne is saying is true.
Yes, donkey of the day for Tuesday, April 23rd goes to Senator Josh Newman. He is a Democrat from California who clearly has nothing better to do because he has presented a bill that will ban Clear in California. You know what Clear is, don't you? Many of us have it, but here's the technical definition for you. It's a private security clearance company founded in 2010, and it verifies passengers' identities at airports and escorts them through security. It allows you to bypass all the TSA checkpoints. Basically, it helps you get through the airport faster. I got Clear TSA pre-check. Only thing I don't got is global entry because of old felonies, and that's why I can't wait to get a pardon from the state of South Carolina. But Senator Josh Newman, a Democrat, has presented a bill that bans Clear. Can we go to the report, please, Red?
Well, could California be putting the brakes on the ability to bypass TSA lines at the airport? The proposed bill, the first of its kind in the U.S., would ban screening company Clear from operating in airports in the state. Lawmakers say Clear effectively lets wealthier people skip in front of passengers who have been waiting to be screened by TSA agents. Clear charges members $189 per year to verify passengers' identities at airports and escorts them through security. The service is in use at roughly 50 airports across the U.S. So far, Clear has declined to comment on the proposed ban.
Now, y'all know I'm frugal Vandross. Okay, ain't nothing wealthy about me. Okay, I don't like to spend no damn money, but my cheap ass got Clear. Because the first time I got presented with the option to buy Clear, they told me it was $189 per year. That sounded like a deal to me. Okay, you got Clear, Henry?
Yes.
You got Clear, Jess?
Yes.
That's $189 a year. It might even have been a little bit less when we got it, right?
It was $99 when we got it. $89 when we got it,
yeah. Very affordable, especially for as much as we fly. Now, here's the thing. They're saying this bill is about dignity, and it's about the travel experience of people who don't have money to pay for upsell services. If you have money, by all means, but that business shouldn't be at the expense of the average traveler. Let me translate. They feel Clear lets wealthier people skip in front of passengers who have been waiting to be screened by TSA, and this is unfair. Senator Josh Newman, do you realize how many things in this country are unfair? Okay, because of the wealth gap. Not being able to afford healthcare is unfair. Not being able to afford housing is unfair. Not being able to make a livable wage is unfair. But y'all passing bills for Clear, or trying to pass bills for Clear? You want to help people financially? Lower the price of plane tickets. Okay, the average price to fly a round trip in America is $367.79. That's just the average price, okay, to fly. Pass a bill to lower that. And I'm going to salute Clear because I learned something this morning. And what I learned is that Clear is pumping a lot of money into the economy of California. A media representative for Clear said they partner with 9 airports across California. They create hundreds of jobs. And they share more than $13 million in annual revenue and serve damn near 1 million people in California. You got me at hundreds of jobs. By the way, I love Clear employees. Drop on the clues bombs for all the Clear employees.
Yeah.
They are always very pleasant people, okay? They remind me of what Chick-fil-A employees used to be. No disrespect, Chick-fil-A workers. You all used to be a lot warmer. I will say when you're down south, you still get that feeling. But Chick-fil-A's everywhere else didn't get the memo. But I don't like these performative stunts and gestures that politicians do to act like they care about the poor in this country. Put some real resources into anti-poverty policies and programs in this country. Put more resources into food assistance, housing assistance, family tax credits. Y'all not really trying to reduce nobody's financial hardships. Raise minimum wage then. Okay, and eliminate the sub-minimum wage. Protect people's SNAP benefits. Expand the child tax credits. That's how you help ease the financial burdens for struggling families. I could be wrong, but people that are struggling financially aren't thinking to themselves, you know what would make my life easier? If we got rid of Clear. Okay, you know why they're not thinking that? Because they probably can't even afford to fly. Senator Josh Newman said the bill doesn't seek to punish Clear or put it out of business. It wants to create a better traffic flow so customers aren't intersecting with the general public and causing a moment of friction that is so frustrating to the average traveler. He said all it does is up the tension in the line. Senator Josh Newman, shut the F up forever. Okay, I need you to put that energy into bills and the policy solutions that can create a more equitable economy and leave those of us who choose to pay an extra $189 a year to save a little bit of time with Clear the hell alone. Please give Senator Josh Newman the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. Ooh, you are the donkey of the day. Yee-haw.
I will be proudly using my Clear this weekend when we go to Atlanta. Proudly.
And if you have a certain American Express card, they pay for Clear for the year for free.
Excuse me?
You know, I love me a little Amex. I just got with them. That's how I got into the Barclays. Like, skipped over everybody.
Yeah, yep.
What's it called?
Period. Amex. Well, that's the shorter version, but American Express. What you thought I said?
I don't know.
You don't have American Express? What's in your wallet?
I don't. I still got a Rush card.
He's lying.
You still got a Rush card?
Don't be judging people. Y'all see what I'm saying?
I just asked the question again because I wanted you to hear yourself.
You know he ain't got no Rush
You have
card.
a Rush?
Actually, I got my JetBlue credit card. That's what I be using. See?
Okay.
See my JetBlue card?
What's the number on it?
Okay.
Let me see the number.
Right.
Let me see the numbers.
JetBlue card. Okay, that's so
Everybody
cute.
can't be as fortunate as you individuals. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for that. She said you're right.
It's the ghetto child trying to make it, man.
One
ghetto day at a time.
Thank you for that donkey today. Now, let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. Yesterday, Little Rel was on the show, comedian Little Rel, and he was talking about proposing to his wife, and he said this when it came to marriage and the wedding.
We really been planning a marriage. Like, the wedding, that's easy. We could do that. But, like, I want to make sure everything's in order by the time we get into that new place and all that.
That's a great perspective. I'm not planning for the wedding. I'm planning for the marriage.
Yeah. We talking about you combining finances. We have 7 kids between us, so we need to make sure it's the right home we have. You know, everything has to be in order. And even just us and communicating.
Yeah.
I love talking to her every day. And we talk about everything. You know, sometimes we don't agree on a lot of shit, but we talk it out. And I love that shit.
So that is the question. 800-585-1051.
I like that perspective.
Do you plan for the wedding or do you plan for the marriage?
And for those of y'all who have been planning for the marriage, I'd love to hear from y'all and hear what that entails.
Right. I think you also have to be a little, you have to be a little grown to plan for the marriage. A lot of people that got younger, me and my wife got married early on.
Yeah.
I don't think we thought about a lot of the things that people think about now. We weren't thinking about finances. We didn't have no money. We weren't thinking about a lot of the things at the time because we just didn't have the knowledge for it. But I think now there's so much knowledge about it.
Now, I do think when a lot of men say things like, man, I want to make sure I'm right before, we get married, meaning like whether that's financial, whether that's, going to therapy to do some work on yourself. Right. To me, that's thinking about the marriage.
Yeah.
Correct. I don't know if they look at it like that, but to me, that's thinking about the marriage.
Because a lot of people
planning for the marriage.
And we'll take your calls, but a lot of people spend all that money on the wedding and, to make that dream wedding, but then they don't have anything for the marriage to make sure that they have a solid foundation. And we'll discuss when we come back.
Let's discuss.
800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, salute to Little Rel, comedian. He stopped through yesterday, and this is what he said about marriage and the wedding.
We really been planning a marriage. Like, the wedding, that's easy. We could do that. But, like, I want to make sure everything's in order by the time we get into that new place and all that.
That's a great perspective. I'm not planning for the wedding. I'm planning for the marriage.
Yeah. We talking about you combining finances. We have 7 kids between us, so we need to make sure it's the right home we have. You know, everything has to be in order. And even just us and communicating.
Yeah.
I love talking to her every day. And we talk about everything. You know, sometimes we don't agree on a lot of shit, but we talk it out, and I love that.
So we asking 800-585-1051. What are you planning for, the marriage or the wedding? Let's start with you, Jess.
Well, ever since Lil Rose said that, I went home and I told Chris, I said, look, plan for the marriage.
What does that mean,
the
though?
Wedding. It is exactly what Charlamagne said. It's like, and then what you said, like, when you were younger, you weren't thinking about it. I mean, as a woman, you just think about the fairy tale wedding. Like,
Correct.
I know I can't speak for all women, but what I hear a lot, and even myself, like, I've always wanted that fairy tale wedding, walking down the aisle in front of my friends and family, beautiful dress, the kiss, the I do. But then after, what is it now? So that's just one ceremony. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is us becoming one now. We're joining accounts, we're joining finances, we're joining, like, I can't think for myself, think about the future for myself. I have to think about another partner. Like,
Right.
we live in the same house.
2 children.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So this is literally what you should plan for. And that's why he said the wedding is easy. You know, if you got money, wedding is easy. What is it, all of it entail after that?
But let me ask you a question, too.
What's
You
that?
can say that, but what about the ring? Because most women, when they get the ring, that ring is expensive. And that ring could be something that you use to plan for your marriage, right? Because those rings be expensive.
Yeah.
They're not no cheap rings. Diamonds ain't cheap. So, you know, a lot of people spend a lot of the money on the diamond, and then they have to wait to save some more money. Then they got to plan for the wedding, and they got to wait to save some more money. But by that point, is it planning for the marriage?
Yeah.
And not just financially. You know, you got to be ready as well.
Yeah. And then also, because weddings do cost so much, if you do it right and you plan for the marriage, is the person worth all the money? Like, you got to think about that. Because I hear some people that be like, yo, I spent all that money on the wedding and we ain't even, you know, like, I shouldn't even have did all that. That's why you should plan for the marriage first.
Correct.
And get to know this woman or get to know this man, because your love shouldn't have a price on it. Like, if you do it, you did it from the heart, man, my baby worth all this. Like, you know, whatever. So you got to think about it from that perspective too. When you plan for marriage, that the wedding is easy, and that is easy to get to pay for that.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I think that you should plan for the marriage. Figure out how you're going to make this thing last longevity. Whether it's, like you said, finances, or we're going to therapy together to make sure that we know how to keep this marriage in a place where we both respect each other, we both keep it sexy, we both know the business of marriage, and make sure that it's a successful marriage. But I think, like you said, when you're younger, you plan for that wedding. Like, I wanted to give my wife that fairy tale wedding that she wanted, and I'm sure she wanted that fairy tale wedding.
I don't think we plan for the marriage at all when you're younger. I think you really just thinking about, okay, I'm gonna get married. What does that mean?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It sounds good, the wedding and all of that, but then what does it actually mean to be married? Personally and business wise.
No, you're right. I remember when I got married, after the wedding, I went on a honeymoon, and then I lived with Gia's mother.
Right.
We got married. We spent all this money on a
Where'd
ring.
y'all go
all
for
this
a honeymoon?
money.
Miami?
Huh?
Where'd y'all go for a honeymoon?
Why you say Miami?
Because y'all was younger. I'm just asking.
We went on a cruise, sir. We went on a cruise.
Okay.
A cruise, sir.
That left from Miami? Say no. I
did leave from Miami.
From New York to Miami. Flew from the West Side Highway to Miami.
Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
Yeah.
Hey, what's your name, bro?
Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. We're talking about planning for the wedding or planning for the marriage?
Planning for the marriage, absolutely.
And why do you say that?
That's more important than the wedding, man. You know, I've been with my spouse for 11 years since fresh out of high school. It's more important. That's more, you know, aside from two humans trying to grow together. You know, that's what the marriage is about. Two souls. So that takes time. That takes planning. But that's more important than the wedding. The wedding's trying to come together as a relation. You know.
What did you do? What were some things you did to plan for the marriage?
I think that one celebration. We bought a house. I've been helping her push her. And, well, I mean, you know, she's an esthetician. You know, she's a makeup artist and start her business. Focus on that. So, you know, we've been pushing the business. I myself am graduating. I told her to focus on civil engineering. So, you know, and growing together. Finally going to get my bachelor's. That we focused on forward.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm not seeing people talk so fast.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, MB. Hey, Uncle Charla. Hey, Jess.
Hey,
This is
girl.
Bernice from Virginia Beach.
Hey, 757. Good morning.
Good morning.
It says you're getting married next week.
I am getting married next week.
Congratulations.
But we
girl.
planned our marriage and not our wedding. We're having a very small, intimate little ceremony, but we have talked way more about our marriage than we did our wedding.
What does planning for a marriage look like?
Well, we talked about how we're filing taxes and how we're combining finances. And between the both of us, we have 4 kids. So it's how we're parenting each other's kids. And they all live with us. So that's how we are planning for our future. Instead of, the day is, a day to remember forever. However, I'm spending the rest of my life with this person. So I'd rather plan the rest of my life than the one day.
I love it.
I love that.
Thank you, Mama.
Yeah.
Hello, who's this?
I'm going to go with anonymous.
Uh-oh, that means the wedding didn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I agree with Lil Rel. Once you're out of the hypothetical of what we going to do when we get married,
Yeah.
My ex, she just wanted to live in the fanfare and the pageantry. And I wanted to go back to premarital counseling. I wanted to plan the future. I set up the joint bank account, and she just wasn't moving accordingly, so I canceled the wedding.
Okay, you saw it before it even got there, because how it starts is how it ends.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like she didn't want to put equal amount of work into the future. We were out of the hypothetical, like, the whole time you're dating, and there's always the conversations, let's do this when we get married. I'm going to be like this. I'm going to be like that. Well, the ring is on. It's time to start planning that. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Okay. Well, thank you, brother. 800-585-1051. If you're just joining us, we're talking about comedian Lil Rel. He stopped through yesterday, and he was talking about he just got engaged, and he said he was planning the marriage, not the wedding. And we wanted to know what your thoughts are. Let's discuss this. The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Tell maybe.
If y'all talking about it, we talking about it. It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's the EJNV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about comedian Lil Rel. He popped up he was here yesterday, and he was talking about the fact that he just got proposed, and we were talking about the wedding and the marriage. And he said, you plan for the marriage, not the wedding.
Yes.
You gotta also think, like, not even just finances and stuff too, like plan responsibility too, and then also like for arguments, for things to not be, because the last caller just was talking about like how his wife was living, well, his fiance was living in this bubble, this false reality or whatever. Like, you have to plan for arguments as well. This is what we do when we argue, when we're not agreeing, and you have to, even though you don't know what you're gonna argue about,
right?
But it still has to be a plan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because beef get crazy.
It does.
What if you think you're gonna live with a person, wake up with them, go to sleep with them, raise kids with them every minute of the day, and y'all not gonna argue?
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna talk crazy to each other sometime? Are you serious? Y'all don't watch too much Cosby Show then.
Right.
If y'all think that's what life is.
Right.
I plan for that.
But let's go to the phone lines. A lot of people on the lines. Hello, who's this?
Brittany.
Hey, Brittany, good morning. We're talking about planning the wedding or planning the marriage?
Yes, I'm definitely planning the marriage. I am engaged, and I even act as if I'm like having the biggest wedding of my life. My ring came from Pandora. Like, it's very much easy to just plan for a wedding versus actually knowing the plans afterwards, like children and finances and housing. All those things come first to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I hate the fact that, weddings have been such a thing that's been, it's almost like they sell you on a wedding. So you spend the money on the wedding, the flowers and all this stuff, and you spend, you can spend up to $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on a wedding and a ring together. But a lot of that could be somebody's first foundation for a home.
Yeah.
The first start of their house.
Yeah, down payment. That's exactly what, because I'm tired of paying rent. Rent is expensive. It doesn't make sense for us to keep renting $1,500 a month, and no, I'd rather just save up, stack up my money, have a nice house, and when it's time for us to have kids, I can actually take off and not worry about trying to send them to daycare, because all that stuff is put up and saved for.
That's real.
So, yeah.
Right.
Marriage all the way.
I've been hearing that a lot too, man. I was listening to something yesterday. I think I was actually listening to Elliot Connie's podcast, Family Therapy, and the woman on there was saying how, when they planned for their marriage, that was her whole thing. They wanted to have enough money to where she could stay at home and be with the kids. Like, that is something that a lot of people think about nowadays, but simply can't afford to do.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people that would want to be stay-at-home parents and stay at home with their kids, but they can't afford to do it.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right, but that's, like you said, part of the planning of what you both want as a couple when you get married, you know? Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Fatima from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Hey, Fatima. Talk to us about planning the wedding versus planning the marriage.
So, one of the things that we always talk about is the fact that you're going to be with this person for the rest of your life. So, the marriage is great, the wedding is nice, but love is not everything. And I say that by saying, do you like this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you be with this person for the rest of your life? Can you combine finances like the little girl was talking about? Mm-hmm. And also think about, you're also marrying this person's family. Man. Right? Mm-hmm. So a combination of both, you have to plan for the future, from finances, sickness and health, like everything that you can think about, because marriage is not easy.
Right.
It's work. So people think it's fun and games until some real-ish really happens. Can you be there for that person and have that faith in that person, that that person's going to be there for you as well?
That's real.
All right.
God damn, that's real.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Mama.
Yeah.
What's the moral to the story, guys? If there's a moral.
Plan for your marriage.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to tell you this morning. Plan for your marriage. The wedding and the ceremony is great. That's cute. But that's really just a moment in time. The marriage should be forever.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till your little big head get married.
Yeah, I can't wait. But you know what? I can. So, you know, because, planning for a marriage now, because you also got to make sure people's mental state is right, too. Like, some of the phone callers that I get up here for Jess Fix My Mess. Remember we had that one caller where she was like, she didn't know, she married her husband, and when he left her, when she left him for cheating, he killed himself because he felt like,
I remember that.
He couldn't have, he couldn't deal with losing her. Mm-hmm. But that went back to something he was dealing with way before even meeting her. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta, therapy, mental evaluations, all that. You gotta know who you are becoming one with.
That's real, because we are having all these conversations about financial, but you really gotta go do the work on yourself, man.
Mm-hmm.
Both partners.
Yeah.
To be in holy matrimony with a person
and do it together as well.
Lord have mercy. Talk about you gonna be with this person forever?
That's right.
Until they get triggered by your fart.
And then, oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all in the bed together and you fought on the person by accident, not realizing that happened to him in jail, and some crazy stuff happened after that, because when a man farts around another man, that's flirting. You don't even understand why that happened. Now he bugging out and you don't realize why.
See, that's personal. Like, when he threw them little scenarios out there, I'm like, okay, Charlamagne went through so much. He flirted with somebody, and that's why he is a mental health advocate. Yeah. Because he's still working through some things.
Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm. That's why he pulled out his pants when he fought.
I hate a little fart, though.
I don't fart in my clothes.
He pulled out his pants when he fought.
Yeah, like,
he flirt.
I hate a little fart, especially with the Mexican farts.
What?
Because they eat a lot of, no, never mind.
Her boyfriend is Mexican.
And black, but his eating habits are very
Mexican.
Yeah. And so, I hate a little Mexican fart.
That little rice and beans rip hit different,
yeah,
huh?
like, with the queso and all that. I'll be like, nah. Yeah.
Yo, we got Jess With The Mess coming up.
Yes, Kim K loses over 100,000 followers behind Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay. We'll get to that next.
Some beef. It's beef.
It's beef?
Yes.
It's the Breakfast Logan Morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to Jess With The Mess.
News is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mack.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a culture shift.
She was able to get y'all to see something and understand something that nobody could get you to see.
It's time to set it off.
Okay, so Kim K loses over 100,000 followers thanks to Taylor Swift fans. Now, on her newest album, she got a song called Thank You, Amy. Now, the only words that are capitalized is the K in thank and the I am in Amy, right? So her fans speculated that she's talking about Kim.
Right.
Now, it is no direct lyrics that says, oh, I'm talking about you, Kim, but she seems like she's confronting a bully from her past. Like, no matter how many times you try to knock me down, I'm gonna get up and all that. So Taylor is spraying up on the block. Like,
is she?
Yeah, you know. But she sounds so sweet. She's an American sweetheart. But
I like you playing white people diss records this morning.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
It provides balance. You know
Thank
what I mean?
you.
We did the Drakes and the Quavos and Chris Brown. I
Yeah.
like this. I like this.
Cause she not playing.
What did Kim do to her though?
No, listen, that's what she wants us to. She's trying to get us to figure it out. We got to pick it apart. Like we be picking apart the Drake stuff. We got to pick it apart.
Okay.
But I do know that last part that she was like, "Your kids gonna come home singing songs about me."
She mentioned
And
North.
yes, because you know North posted TikToks singing Taylor Swift songs many times before.
Oh, this is beef.
Absolutely, and she got those followers unfollowed Kim, and there's people in there saying thank you Amy, like quoting.
They unfollow?
Yes,
Oh, this
you
is
know
war.
how you know
We ain't
how
got no
that
more
is.
bars from Taylor though. We ain't got no more bars from Taylor.
No, we ain't got no more bars from
Okay.
her. But her fans, Taylor's fans, are talking spicy up in Kim comments.
Oh, the Swifties don't play.
What?
They love that music.
Crazy.
So what's Kim gonna do back?
I don't know. She might act like she don't.
She gonna stay in her place if she know what I know.
Yeah,
Because Kim ain't got no bars.
Yeah, she been in the studio a few times, but nothing serious.
We don't want her in there.
No, we don't.
But is North gonna respond then?
North might
you
have
know
something
who daughter
for
that
Taylor.
is.
Yeah, that's right. Because North got bars.
Listen, and yeah, so,
Bestie,
all that.
bestie.
You don't.
It could get messy.
You know what I'm saying? So
Taylor
we'll
Swift
see.
music is like a mix between 80s movies, soundtracks, and herpes commercials.
Herpes
like
commercials.
the same stuff you hear in 80s movies
Oh my god.
and herpes commercials.
What herpes commercial you heard? That got music.
I guess Battle Tracks. I don't know what that
Her
is.
songs is
Battle
not
Tracks.
on those. No.
Also, Taylor Swift makes me understand why they have always called cocaine white girl, because people are addicted to her. You hear me?
Yes, they are.
She sold 1.4 million in the first day and 2 million in the first week.
You better keep it coming. And so when she got a problem with somebody, you better believe they riding.
With a rap album.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a rap album.
That's
It is
not
a rap
Don't say
album.
that. Don't say
No,
that.
no.
It's called The Portrait. What's it called?
The poetic poet.
Something about yeah.
So she on her Wale, okay? She is not playing.
Yes.
She's spitting these nice American sweetheart bars.
Beyonce did a country album. Taylor did a rap album, and she's selling 2 million in the first week. Crazy.
Mhm. Now listen, in UK news, I haven't done this in a while, y'all, but I got something.
What you got?
Rebel Wilson, the comedian and actress, y'all may know her from Bridesmaids and from Pitch Perfect 1 and 2 or whatever. She dropped a memoir earlier this month, and in the book she shared a story about getting invited to a swingers type of party. Right now, that's not a big deal, but the person who invited her is a part of the royal family. Okay. Yes, and we know they frown upon stuff like that. So the party was back in 2014, and she got a last minute invitation because the royal members said that they needed more girls at the party, right? So she said around 2 a.m. they started handing out candy freely, but she realized it wasn't candy, it was drugs, right? So then she was so confused, and she asked a friend, like, why are they handing out drugs? What's going on, right? And the friend was like, oh, it's for the orgy, right? The orgies normally start about at this time, but she wasn't with none of that, so she got put out.
So she's snitching.
Telling. That's why she don't be getting invited. But she be telling.
But she wasn't even invited in the first place. She was only there. She only made it in because they said we need more girls.
Yeah. See, I
So
would
that's
never
messed up.
invite. I would never invite the person who invited her back to anything that I ever did ever again.
Because the friend was like, "Come on, this is for the orgies. Like, come on, like celebrate this." And she was like, "No, I don't do that." And she got put right up out of there. So
okay,
that's just with the mess.
How many
her news is real.
How many days does Kim have to respond?
Oh my God,
None.
You're not giving her none?
No.
She not on the clock?
No.
Come on, y'all.
If it come to studio time, we want Kim Kardashian to throw her clock away. Remember that record she did back in the day that was so terrible?
Yes.
Throw your clock away if you ever think about being in the studio, Kim Kardashian.
She could have got better shit since then. She been married to Ye. She been married
Ye
to
ain't get
G.
better. So how she gonna get better?
Oh my God. Well, I don't know, but we'll see.
And I also want to remind y'all, the second annual Black Effect Podcast Festival is happening this Saturday. Salute to everybody who's listening to us on 96.1 The Beat in Atlanta. We'll see you, I said Saturday, right? Yeah, we'll see you Saturday at Pullman Yards in Atlanta, man. Wallow and Gilly on that stage, Jess Hilarious on that stage, Horrible Decisions, Poor Minds Podcast, Debbie Brown. A lot of good stuff, just like last year. So we'll see you Saturday. Still got some general admission tickets left. VIP is sold out, but you still have some general admission tickets left. Go to eventbrite.com or blackeffect.com/podcast festival.
All right, let's
See
get
you
to the
Saturday.
mix. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Salute to Bakari Sellers for joining us.
Salute to the good brother Bakari Sellers, man, my South Carolina brethren. Make sure you go get The Moment. Thoughts on the race reckoning that wasn't and how we can all move forward now. It's in bookstores right now. Quick read. 186 pages, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, 178, actually.
That's right.
178 pages. So these are my type of books. I'm at the point right now where I like to keep, I like to read books that have short chapters because I can breeze through it,
Okay.
Because, everything is competing for our attention nowadays. But salute to my guy, Bakari Sellers, man. Go get The Moment.
And this Friday, we're going to be broadcasting live from Clark, Atlanta. So salute to Atlanta. We'll be out there this weekend.
Yes. We'll be out there. We were going to be out there anyway, right? Yeah, but the Black Effect, the second annual Black Effect Podcast Festival is Saturday. So, might as well fly in.
Pull up to a HBCU?
Yeah, might as well fly in Friday afternoon, pull up to a HBCU, celebrate our new position on 96.1.
Yes. That's right.
Well, it's really our old position. They just upgraded the signal. It moved us to a different frequency.
Which is great. So now they can hear us all over Atlanta.
That's right.
We'll be the judges of that. We'll be in Atlanta on Friday to see if they can actually hear us all over Atlanta.
That is true. And I think we're bringing somebody up there with us, right?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't think anybody in Atlanta is going to be available.
Why?
I think it's Rico's funeral Friday.
It is Rico's funeral.
Rest in peace to the great Rico Wade, man. Dungeon family all day. I think it's his funeral on Friday.
It is Friday. It is.
If that's the case, ain't nobody coming to no damn Clark Atlanta University while Rico Wade funeral going on, and they shouldn't.
You're right.
Pay homage to royalty, okay? Atlanta wouldn't be Atlanta without brothers like Rico Wade.
That is
God
correct.
bless Rico Wade, man. Sending healing energy to him and his family.
That's right.
Yeah, but we'll be there Friday, Clark Atlanta University.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, when we come back, positive note, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. It's time to get up out of here. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do, man. Want to remind y'all once again to go get your tickets for the second annual Black Effect Podcast Festival. It's this Saturday, y'all. Okay, so we'll see you in Atlanta. Go to eventbrite.com or blackeffect.com/podcast festival. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be doing in Atlanta on Saturday. And this is my positive note. Avoiding the unhappy and unlucky. Okay, you can die from somebody else's misery. Emotional states are as infectious as disease. You may feel you are helping the drowning person, but you are only speeding up your own disaster. The unfortunate sometimes draw misfortune on themselves. They will also draw it on you. Associate with the happy and fortunate instead. Always avoid the unhappy and unlucky. Have a blessed day.
Amen.
Breakfast Club, bitches! Y'all finished or y'all done?